Diego Simeone is cooking out here right now, and we shouldn't let him do that because we know what he's capable of with this Atletico Madrid team when he has an above-average squad. He takes an above-average squad to the final of Champions League. He takes them and beats out Real Madrid and Barcelona for the La Liga title. He's done it before, and he can do it again. But as opposed to the West Ham video that we dropped on this channel just a few hours ago, it's not all net positive transfers. He's actually got a little bit of an issue going on with Atletico Madrid, and he's solving it by signing a billion strikers. And we'll see if it works out for him. Either way, this squad is not looking bad. But before we get into the arrivals, we've got to look at some of the departures for Atletico Madrid because Soyuncu, who was on loan last year, he's on his way out, $8 million to Fenerbahce. Alvaro Morata, I mean, do they need another striker? Probably not. He's on his way out to AC Milan for his bi-yearly jump to the Serie A. He'll be back in La Liga, I'm sure, in a year or two because he likes to go from Juventus to Atletico Madrid, to Juventus, to Atletico Madrid, to Juventus, to Atletico Madrid, to AC Milan now. A little bit of change of pace, and this time it's not for $100 million for just complete money laundering. I've never seen a player as bang average as Alvaro Morata have a career like he has in terms of transfer fees. It does not make any sense. But center forward is not the issue, and losing Memphis Depay isn't either. And Memphis Depay is not going to be coming back. They did not agree to anything in terms of wages. Memphis Depay is going to be going somewhere else. I don't know where he's going, but it's not going to be here. So, center back, gone. Stefan Savic, veteran of the team, gone. Also to Super League. Gabriel Paulista, gone. Also to Super League. All three center backs off to Turkey. So, with that being said, Mario Hermoso, without club, no contract extension. We'll see what happens to him. It's going to be tough to fill those spots because the problem is that Diego Simeone likes to run a three-back now. And I know he's, in the history of his club, he's been most successful with his 4-4-2, a little bit of a staggered midfield, but he's been running a 3-5-2 for I don't know, the longest time now. And so he's got three center back spots to fill, and the only center back that really has been a key factor for them over the past few years that's still there is Jose Maria Jimenez, which means that he's got two center back spots to fill with either subs from the previous season or new transfers, which is exactly why he's bringing in Robin Lenormand. Robin Lenormand, center back from Real Sociedad. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I know how good he is. I did not watch Real Sociedad play last year a single match. But that's definitely a needed transfer, and he's going to slot into that central center back role. But let's talk about some of these center forwards, like Samu Amaradian. He's back from Alaves. He was on loan to Alaves. He played almost every single game of the season. He scored 8 goals. Not terrible. But he's going to be on his way out to Chelsea. And Chelsea are doing the exact same thing that Atletico Madrid are, which are signing too many players of the same position. And Chelsea do it with every position. And center forward is one of them. Samu Amaradian is off to Chelsea. It is confirmed. And what's going to happen to Chelsea now is they're going to have the exact same issues that they've been having. Because Todd Boehly, the owner of Chelsea, and I guess Maresca as well, he's not learning from Pochettino or Frank Lampard or any of the other Chelsea managers over the course of the last few years about Thomas Tuchel, throw him in the mix, about the fact that when you sign so many star-studded players for one position, you're going to have to put some of them on the bench. And when you put some of them on the bench and they're that good, they're going to always fight for that starting position. And you're always going to be pressured to give them more minutes or you look like an idiot because you're not starting this great player. The only problem is you already have a great player on the pitch, and that causes a lot more competition. Competition is good. Too much competition is bad. It hurts the chemistry of the team. It hurts the player's confidence in terms of the club, and it builds resentment for the manager and owner themselves. Players get mad at the fact that they're not playing more, and they think that the owner is slighting them. When realistically, they just have so many great players that it's honestly tough for the manager to even choose from. It can sometimes be better to have only one great player and then one okay player off the bench. That way, it's very easy for you to make those kind of decisions when it comes to who starts, who subs, how many minutes do they play, and it takes a lot of stress off that manager's back. But Maresca is going to have the exact same issue that these last Chelsea managers have had because they've got David Fofana, they've got Nicholas Jackson, they've got Christopher Nkunku, they've got Angelo Gabriel, they've got David Washington. Lukaku's still on their books, by the way. Is he going to play this season for Chelsea? Probably not. He's probably off to Napoli. I think he's going to go to Napoli. But you know who Chelsea went from Napoli? You're never going to guess. It's a striker. Victor Osimhen. That's exactly who they want from Napoli. Is it going to happen? I don't think so. Napoli really want Lukaku, though, but I don't think Osimhen wants Chelsea. I don't blame him. Armando Broja and Mark Guiu, and he's been playing a decent bit in the preseason, so we'll see if he's actually in the plans for Maresca. And now they have Samu Omaradian, because who can have enough strikers, right? And, I mean, they're off for all these strikers. It just doesn't make any sense on why they're still buying more players in this position. But that's where Samu Omaradian is going. He's not going to play any minutes. But I guess his wages are good enough to sacrifice a year of your career just to get paid and sit on the bench, or even not even make the bench, because who knows with that kind of depth if that's going to even happen. But let's take a look at some of the strikers for Atletico Madrid, because of course you have the preferred Simeone strike force of Griezmann on the right, and you've got Correa on the left. But they've also gone out and signed Alexander Sorloth from Villarreal, and he's been one of the best strikers in La Liga for the last 3 years now. He has been spectacular. It is a very, very good signing if he gets into the team, because you've also got João Felix returning from loan from Barcelona. And João Felix is the record-breaking signing for Atletico Madrid. He's been with the club for a few years now. He set the club transfer fee record, but it's just not settling in for him. And he went off to Barcelona on loan. He was okay, I guess. And now, over the summer, played with Portugal and missed the penalty in the shootout that knocked Portugal out, which definitely can't be good for his confidence returning to Atletico Madrid. So he's coming off of being being a main reason that Portugal got knocked out of Euros, coming off of a loan spell that was okay at best. And now he's coming back to a team that has Sorloth, Griezmann, and Correa to fight for a spot when he hasn't been with the team for the last year. Then, just to rub salt in the wounds for João Felix, Simeone decides, hey, let's go out and spend 75 million euros on a new Atletico Madrid striker named Julian Alvarez with 20 million add-ons, which is definitely expensive. And it's hard to believe that Simeone would spend 95 million on a player that's not coming in to start right away. Now, is he better than Correa? Well, I mean, he starts and plays for Argentina quite a bit more than Correa. So I'd say that he's probably going to be the starter, which means that Correa, who Simeone loves to play, is going to be on the bench, and Sorloth is going to be on the bench. And now you've got João Felix. What do you do with him? What do you do with João Felix? Because he's obviously on the books. He's going to be paid a lot of money on wages, and he's not going to get any minutes because Alvarez is a very similar player to João Felix. Very similar. I mean, how many strikers are you going to put out there? You could put all 5 of them up on the pitch, maybe make Alvarez play center attacking mid like Pep did a little bit. But here's the deal. Julian Alvarez is upset at Pep Guardiola. That's the reason he's leaving in the first place. Julian Alvarez said to Pep, he said, I want to be playing more minutes, despite the fact that he got over 30 caps last season, started in most of them. But he was saying how Erling Haaland is that true 9. Julian Alvarez doesn't get to be that true 9 all that often. And even though he played more matches than Erling Haaland, and a lot of that's due to the injury, but he also went out and played in the Copa America with Argentina, played every match of that. They made it to the final, won that. Then, just a few weeks later, started up with the Olympics with the U23 team. He is 24. He's one of the designated players to play with them. This man obviously loves football, because if he's forcing a move out of Pep Guardiola's very successful Manchester City just to get even more minutes after playing that much over the past year, he's got that dog in him for sure. And so Alvarez is now on the way to Atletico Madrid. And knowing all of that context, it would be really tough to believe that Simeone hasn't already promised Alvarez is going to be starting every single match for Atletico Madrid. Now, of course, if his performance dies off, Simeone is going to pull him, but the thing is that we know how good Julian Alvarez is. We know how good Alexander Sorloth is. We know how good Antoine Griezmann is. We know how much Diego Simeone loves Correa. João Felix seems like he is the one getting screwed the most in this situation. But it's not the only forward or forward-minded player that this team is signing, because Conor Gallagher is on a plane to Madrid as we speak. It probably landed by now. It's not too far from England, but Conor Gallagher left London, landed in Madrid, and now he is going to be signing with Atletico Madrid. Obviously not a striker, so it doesn't really apply to João Felix, but adding an attacking midfielder to their books. Is he going to start? Well, a lot of people think so. He's got, here's one of the predictions on the starting 11 for Atletico Madrid in this upcoming season. So you've got Julian Alvarez and Griezmann up top, Conor Gallagher at center attacking mid, which I still am not fully convinced he's going to be playing at the 10 to start. I think he might come off the bench, but we'll see. Then you've got Samuel Lino, is that how you pronounce it, over on the left. He's been a main guy for them. Marcos Llorente has been very good for them over the last few years. De Paul and Koke, a solid defensive holding midfield there. And then you've got Jose Maria Menez, who we talked about, Le Normand in the middle, and then you have a weak link, which is Cesar Azpilicueta. Now, Dave, I like Dave, all right? He's got a good attitude. He's got a good work rate. The only thing is that if Diego Simeone were to ever switch to a 4-back, he is not quick enough to play 4-back in Diego Simeone's system on the right back, and he's too much of a liability at center back on the right side when you only have 2 center backs. This is the perfect position for him, and I still think that he's not the strongest option there, and it wouldn't surprise me if Atletico Madrid go out and spend a little bit more money to get another center back, especially after losing 4 of them in this transfer window. So with that being said, Atletico Madrid are definitely cooking up something, but unless they're going to run a 2-2-7 formation, then I don't know exactly how they're going to end up winning the league. That's going to be it for today, guys. Do not forget to subscribe. I really need you guys to subscribe to the channel so we can get this channel monetized. It would really help out a lot. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.